Class, I welcome you all to the Exponential Computers 8 Extension for Senior Secondary Schools in Katsina State. This is Civic Education for SS3, and this is our first week. I'm welcoming you all to this platform. I'm Abdullah Al by name, the presenter of these slides. Today, this is the first topic of the week: characteristics and the categories of human rights. The contents are here below. The first one is a definition of human rights, characteristics of human rights. Those are the contents. And the class, before we proceed, I know that, and I believe everybody is assuming in his mind human rights. When we say human right, what does that mean? Human rights means so, and so. So there are so many definitions of human rights. Let us go deep so that we can be able to understand what is human rights. All right. This is the first definition. Human rights are moral principles or norms for the certain standards of human behavior and are regularly protected in municipal and international laws. When we said human rights are being protected by international laws because when we said human rights, those are the rights that every human being must be enjoy. Wherever you found yourself, you have to be enjoy those rights. For instance, now we have right to life. If we said right to life, you know that every individual human being has a life. And no matter what, you cannot take law by your hand to kill someone or to play with his life. In that case, there are so many international laws that protect the life of an individual all over the world. For instance, we have Amnesty International. This Amnesty International is an international organization that you can be able to find it all over around the globe, all over around the world. And their main primary assignment is to protect the life of a citizen, to make sure that everywhere that the life of a citizen is violated, to make sure that they have gained freedom for him and stand for him unless he get justice. That's the first one. In the continuation for the human right also, human rights are norms that aspire to protect all people everywhere from severe political, legal, and social abuses. So from the definition, we can understand here that human rights laws are meant only to protect the life of people everywhere around the globe from the severe political, legal, and social abuses. Because there are so many abuses in terms of political that they used to play with the life of citizens. So as soon as those rights concern, there are so many international organizations and the national organizations that protect the political, legal, and social abuses of an individual in the country. For instance, we have UDHR, Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Thus, UDHR is a national organization that is taking the responsibility of protecting human and the citizens' rights. Also, we have Public Complaint Commission. This Public Complaint Commission, when your right is being violated, you are entitled to go there clear your complaint, and they will make sure that your right has been restored fully as a member of a country. So, human rights are the right that belongs to an individual or group of individuals simply for being human. As a consequences of inherent human vulnerability or because they are requisite to the possibility of just a society. So those group of individuals simply for just human beings. And you will not be the issue of human rights is not a small issue, it's a huge issue because if there is election in the country, whichever country it is, there is possibility of what? Violating human rights. So those international organizations and the national organization, all their eyes are on what? Are on those politicians and the other group of peoples to make sure that those rights has been granted. You know, every individual in his country, he has the right to vote and to be voted for after right to life. So, as an individual in a country, you have rights to contest for an election, and also you have rights to vote the person you wanted him to represent you in every aspect of government, in every segment of government. So in that case, so many human rights violations are taking place for just to will their political will. So international organizations are there. That's why during election you will see international observers from different countries. People have been sent to your country to oversee the activities carried out by the electoral officers, by the politicians, so that the right of the citizens will not be violated. Below here are the chart. As you can see here, human right is just the breakdown of it. Education, assembly, association, all those are rights of an individual. Individual has rights to education. Individual has right to assembly, association. He has right to movement, right to religion, speech, information, free press, thought. All those are the right that we are talking about, and they must be respected to each and every human in a country, and there must be no violation for this right. The rights are like armor. They protect you. They are just like rules because they tell you how you can behave. They are like judge because you can you can appeal them. They offer us respect. They charge us to treat one each other with respect. If there is no those laws governing human rights, everybody can do whatever he like because of those rights. So justice must be there, respect must be there. Just because of what? Just because of human rights. It just are like an armor, so that it protect the life citizens of a citizens, so that you can see there is respect, there is justice, truthfulness, godness. There is no disagree between it. So that is just what we can say here. So this one is about the characteristics. The characteristics of human right. The first one is human rights are inalienable. This means that you cannot lose them because they are linked to the very fact of human existence. They are inherent to all human beings. In particular, circumstance, some thought, not all, may be suspended or restricted. For example, if someone found guilty of a crime and her liberty can be taken away, and sometimes national emergency, a government. So don't hear we said human rights. You just think of that you can do whatever you like. No, there is some circumstances that can be able to restrict or suspend your rights. For instance, if you found guilty, maybe you killed someone. So if you found guilty of the crime, you can be able to be sentenced to death. If you expose national secrets for another country, for you just to have some cash in your pocket, you can be jailed. So no need for you to say that you have right to live there. So you can be jailed. And there is, for instance, if there is state of emergency, before after we discuss about right to movement. So if there is a state of emergency or there is a disaster in a country, so the government may decide to restrict movement. On that point, you cannot say that you have the right to movement because of what? Because of the national issue that we are having. That's why they have to restrict it. So on that moment, you cannot say that you have right to movement. So the next one is human rights are indivisible, interdependent, and interrelated. This means that different human rights are intrinsically connected and cannot be viewed in isolation from each other. The enjoyment of the right depends on the enjoyment of many rights, and no right is more important than the rest. So every right is important. Every individual right is what is important, and you must respect each one another's rights because all those rights are connected. There is an interconnectedness between those rights. You see, so every member of the country has a right to enjoy one of the right, depend on the enjoyment of many other right. So this is just all about the indivisible or interdependent and interrelated human rights. So human rights are universal also, which means they are apply equally to all people everywhere in the world and no time limit. Every individual is entitled to enjoy his or her rights without discrimination, distinction of race or ethnic background, color, sex, sexual orientation, disability, language, religion, or political or other opinion, national issue or social origin, birth or status. What we mean here, human right is universal, is that every individual is entitled to enjoy his her right without distinction of race. What we call by distinction of race, for instance, when you take Nigeria as an example, Nigeria has different ethnic groups, different ethnic nationalities from different backgrounds. We have Hausa, we have Fulani, we have Igbo, we have Tibi, we have Ibibio, we have many more ethnic groups. You can see in Nigeria there is so many people from abroad that are coming to Nigeria for one thing or the other. Some they come from America, some they come from India, some they come from China to do one thing or the other. And we have different sex, we have male and female, we have different language from different region with different political opinion. So this may not also granted you to violate someone right just because of this. So as you can see here, all those rights must be protected. You cannot put the distinction of human rights for race, as you can see here. So thank you for listening. You can now subscribe to our channel, Exponential Computers, for the recorded lesson. Thank you so much. I'm Abdullah Alhat. Thank you so much for listening.